Hi, welcome to today's webinar on work-life balance for researchers. Before we start with the webinar, I would like to mention a few details about Enago and the services that we offer. Enago specializes in providing scientific and academic editing services to researchers and helps them to get published in high impact factor journals globally. With a large presence in Japan, South Korea, China, Turkey, and Taiwan, we are amongst the world's leading English editing service providers. Our editing services include both substantiative and copy editing services. We also offer end-to-end publication support services, ranging from journal selection, pre-submission, peer review, to submitting your manuscript. We also offer a fast and accurate translation services for your translation needs. Additionally, we can help you with statistical analysis of your data, creation of video abstracts, and also with content to promote your research and boost your citations. Through our workshops and e-learning resources, we help universities achieve their publication objectives. Individuals can also avail of our publication guidance through our e-learning module, that is Enago Learn, our online portal, the Enago Academy website, which has written articles as well as webinars and podcasts. You can go through these for more information on your publishing related queries. Now coming to today's agenda, as researchers, we deal with some of the greatest problems on the planet every day. However, very few of us have success in establishing something as simple and efficient as a work-life balance. Can you be a great scientist while also having a great personal life off the bench? Well, let's go through this presentation and find out. We will start with a very basic discussion about what exactly does work-life balance mean? Why is it important to maintain a healthy work-life balance? We will then move on to, does the concept of work-life balance exist for us as researchers? And lastly, how can your employer contribute towards your work-life balance? Basically, what traits you need to look for in an employer if you want to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Coming to our first question, what is work-life balance? Delecta P, in an article on work-life balance, has summarized various definitions put forth for this term by various philosophers and scholars. Some of these definitions are satisfaction and good functioning at work and at home with a minimum of role conflict, relationship between the institutional and cultural times and spaces of work and non-work in societies where income is predominantly generated and distributed through labor markets, allocating the available resources like time, thought, and labor wisely among the elements of life. In short, a balanced life would essentially be one where we spend our energy and effort on key areas of importance, such as work, of course, which is absolutely essential and the center of this whole work-life balance debate. You also need to have sufficient time for exercise, your family life, community service for those of you all who are interested in it, time to pursue your hobbies, and also time to spend with friends and colleagues. Now, what are the determinants of work-life balance? We have four determinants: the individual, family, your workplace, and the social environment. We'll go through each of these in the next few slides. Coming to the individual. The individual is the most important determinant of work-life balance. Two cardiologists, Mayer Friedman and Ray Rosenman, for their study came up with this theory that there are two types of people. Type A would be someone who is more active, more work-oriented, more passionate and competitive. Type B would be calm, patient, balanced, and right-minded. Your work-life balance would largely be influenced by the type of person you are. It is very obvious that type B would have a better balanced life than type A. An important point to note here is that in the study conducted by these cardiologists, they found that type A personality had a potential risk of developing heart diseases. Coming to the next determinant, the family. Those who have to look after a child or an elderly person in the family might sometimes have to risk their career by shortening their working hours, which becomes a source of stress for them. In this case, the individual's work life would suffer. On the other hand, those without children or an elderly person to look after may experience a better work-life balance. So yes, your family can play an important role in helping you maintain your work-life balance. Studies have also reported that factors such as marriage, bringing up children, have an effect on work-life balance since they demand more family responsibilities. Coming to the next one, the workplace. This is another significant factor that is responsible for majorly the imbalance that we have in our lives. As individuals, an individual's workplace demands his or her time, efforts, and mental capacity. Employee-friendly policies by an organization can go a long way in helping individuals maintain their work-life balance. Then you have the social environment. Depending on the culture of the place that an individual lives in, they may have certain responsibilities towards social groups that they belong to. Now, why is work-life balance so important? We will go through the implications of work-life imbalance. Coming to personal implications, an imbalance in your work and life can result in dissatisfaction from life for an individual, prolonged sadness, addictions such as drugs and alcohol, and also stress-related illnesses as mentioned before. Work-life imbalance can result in low family satisfaction, decreased involvement in family roles, problems with parenting and supervision of your children, juvenile delinquency, and violence. At the workplace, an imbalance can result in low productivity, high absenteeism, decreased job satisfaction, lack of commitment and loyalty to the organization. On the other hand, a good work-life balance has several benefits such as reduced stress and good mental health, ability to focus on the tasks at hand better, good physical health and overall well-being, and improved family and social relationships. In terms of the workplace or the organization, it gives a better reputation or image to the organization that you work for. It reduces employee turnover. Employees would stay longer if they are happy with the work-life balance. You'll have increased productivity and people would contribute better to the team. Some studies that support these findings are a survey by the Cooperative Executive Board, which found that people with a better work-life balance showed more productivity by working 21% harder. Such employees are 33% more likely to stay at the organization. In an article published by Harvard Business, the author stated that human beings perform best and are more productive when they alternate between periods of intense focus and intermittent renewal. Coming to our next question, does work-life balance for a researcher exist? As researchers, we have several duties, right from planning experiments to conducting them, conducting or attending lectures, depending on what phase of your career you are. If you are a PI or a supervisor, you would have lectures to conduct. If you are a PhD student, you would have lectures to attend. And also, if you are a teaching assistant, you would have lectures to deliver. You have grants to apply for your funding. You have manuscripts to be written and published. You have students to be supervised. You have to make various reports. You need to analyze your experimental data, and so on and so forth. Now, all these responsibilities give rise to several challenges. The sheer number of tasks at hand are overwhelming. It seems difficult to complete all these tasks within the available time period. Additionally, completing experimental work during normal office hours may sometimes seem like a challenge. You may have some sampling to be done during an odd hour or the weekend. You may have a growth curve that may go on and on. You also tend to take work home, such as drafting grants, manuscripts, reports. We also have a tendency to overwork due to our competitive work environments. Everyone wants the coveted tenure track position. Everyone wants to secure funding for their research. This tends to push researchers to work harder at the cost of their well-being, health, and family life. All these things result in a poor work-life balance. However, what researchers don't realize is that this imbalance can affect their productivity, result in a burnout, and in the process negatively impact both their careers as well as their personal life. Now, while preparing for this presentation, I came across an article by Peter J. Stogios from the University of Toronto, where based on his experience, he classified scientists into three types. Type A is essentially someone who would think of science naturally and spontaneously, can't control when they think about science. They are indifferent about science creeping into their life and their time outside of work. They gain purpose and meaning and fulfillment primarily from their work. Type B, on the other hand, enjoys science but only at the lab and during regular hours. They prefer not to think about work when they are spending time with their friends and family. They gain purpose from their work but also from the other facets of their life. We also have type C, which treat research purely as work and are not too motivated. They would rather spend their time doing other things from which they gain meaning to their lives. These people do not stick to a career in research for too long. If you are a type B scientist, then great, you have the perfect work-life balance. However, if you are type A, which most of us are, you need to make a few conscious changes to try and achieve, if not perfect, at least a decent work-life balance. In the next few slides, we will discuss a few tips on achieving work-life balance as a researcher. These are several factors that can help you in achieving a better work-life balance. You need to prioritize your tasks well. You need to manage your time well. Automate your work wherever possible. It will help you reduce a lot of time and effort in tasks that you do. You need to pay attention to your health. You need to set boundaries. Learn to say no. This is very important. You need to learn to say no when you think you can't handle things. You need to pick the right employer. Now, for prioritizing your tasks, you can use the Eisenhower matrix, which is also known as the urgent important matrix, to help you prioritize your work. This was put forth by former US President Dwight Eisenhower. Prioritizing your tasks by urgency and importance can result in four quadrants: do first, schedule, delegate, and don't do. The do first would include important tasks that need to be done on the same day. You can schedule important but not so urgent stuff. You can delegate what's urgent but less important. And do not do things that are neither urgent nor important. These are some of the examples. What you can do first is experiments that you've planned for the day. Submission of grant proposals if you have a deadline coming up. If you have a sick kid and the kid needs to be taken to the hospital, you need to do that first. You need to submit reports that are due. You can schedule tasks such as drafting a manuscript, meetings, exercising, and your household chores. You can delegate unimportant meetings and technical issues. Once you've identified responsibilities that can be delegated, don't hesitate in asking others to do the job. It is easy to convince yourself that no one will be willing or able to take these tasks on, but spreading these responsibilities can be usually beneficial to you. Tasks that tend to waste time, such as watching TV, unnecessary surfing of the internet, and social media other than networking purposes, need to be avoided. These are some tips while using the Eisenhower matrix. Always question what is worth doing first. Try limiting yourself to no more than 8 tasks per quadrant. Before you keep adding, complete the most important one first. Maintain one list for both your business and private tasks. Do not let yourself or others distract you, and do not let others define your priority. The next important tip would be to manage your time well. You need to set weekly goals for yourself, assign time block for your goals, strike off accomplishments from your task list. This would declutter a lot of things for you. Make time for your family and friends, and regularly plan fun activities. Automate your work wherever possible. It will help you save time and ensure efficient and error-free tasks. Also, you could use a digital task manager. This will ensure that you don't have to keep a track of things that you need to do. You will get automated reminders and your mind will be decluttered. You need to set your limits and respect them. Be realistic about things that you can do. Overworking has been shown to lead to worsening both quality of work as well as health conditions. Neither side of your work-life balance will get the attention it deserves if you push yourself too hard. And lastly, learn to say no when required. You also need to pay attention to your health. Eat a healthy diet. It will help you be energized throughout the day. Keep yourself hydrated. Don't eat regularly and don't skip meals. You need to exercise regularly. Exercising regularly is known to reduce anxiety and stress. You need to sleep well. Ensure that you get adequate sleep. Sleeping well has several benefits, such as it helps to prevent a burnout, your memory will improve, and you will make fewer mistakes while doing the tasks at hand. You also need to take breaks regularly. It will help you to regain your focus. It will help you prevent eye strains and body aches due to excessive working. It will help boost your creativity, and it will also help you to lower your stress. Lastly, you need to pick the right employer. Choose an employer or institution that values work-life balance. Look for institutions that offer flexible work options and are considerate of your needs. Now we will look at what employers can do in helping you maintain your work-life balance. These tips can be used by organizations and labs while planning their policies, and also by supervisors or PIs to help improve their student, postdoc, and technical staff's work-life balance. As an employer, you need to encourage time off. You need to encourage your employees to take occasional breaks. It will not only help them to recharge, but also regain their energy. You need to remember that a human brain can work at a stretch only for a few hours. So having a break is absolutely essential for everyone. Additionally, you need to provide flexibility to your employees. Offer them flexible working hours. Give them a choice of working early or late according to their family requirements. If they have some experimental work that is planned at a time that they can't make it, offer to help if you can or arrange for help. If you are not sure about what your employees' requirements are, you could always ask them for suggestions. If you see someone struggling to find the right balance, ask them how they can improve, how you can improve their situation. And lastly, you need to practice what you preach. Be a good role model to your team by effectively balancing your own life. You need to lead by example. Avoid calling, mailing, or messaging them out of work hours for work related queries. I would like to conclude by saying never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life.